Joe Biden had what is admittedly a very, very concerning moment. And so, for one, I want to cover this just because I think it's warranted of coverage, but then also to show, listen, I'm not trying to play team sports. Now, there's a clear good side, or I should say a better side and a much worse side within the political reality that we're currently in. So you'll see I make that clear. I'm rooting for the Democrats in the upcoming midterms. I defend them against Republican attacks a lot, but it's not to say that I don't have a complete position in which I want to also make clear whenever Democrats mess up or are not good enough. And so oftentimes that comes in the form of me criticizing them for not doing enough, right? They should have done more with the Inflation Reduction Act. They should have done more in all these areas. But good thing they did something. This is a different type of criticism. Oftentimes, somewhat edited clips get sent around of Biden saying stuff. And then you look more into it and it's like, okay, that wasn't as big of a gaffe as the right is pretending. No, he's not dementia ridden because of this clip, right? This is a different case. I genuinely think this is deeply embarrassing on the part of Joe Biden, and I see why it's going so viral, and that's why I wanted to cover it. And I do think it's, again, pretty humiliating that this happened. So he was giving a speech, and he calls out multiple times for a former congresswoman who died in a car wreck, who he actually reached out to the husband of after that car wreck to, make sure he was okay, give his condolences, all that type of stuff. And in this moment, he forgets that and calls out for her, thinking that she's in the room. Take a look.
Since that time, advances in research and medicine have taught us so much more about nutrition and health. And today, I'm convening this conference again because I believe we can use these advances to do even more to make America stronger and a healthier nation. And so many of you know so much about this as well, and you're committed. And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here to help make this a reality.
So you can tell there's a level of, wait, that doesn't sound right. And so by the way he was reading that off, I think maybe this speech got written well in advance, or someone else in his staff forgot, or something. I don't know, because that was odd. And you could tell he's reading at that moment. And then something in his brain was like, wait, Jackie, maybe she's not going to be here. Something about Jackie's not fitting right, in this moment, where the rest of them he just listed off in order. So you could tell something seemed off, but then in that moment, he didn't pick up on it. So what's my response to this? Again, people are trying to make the statement that this means he doesn't know where he is, he doesn't know who he is, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's that. As the president of the United States, you do interact with tons of people, with tons of congressmen and women, and you make tons of calls to people whenever they lose loved ones. So it's not to say that it's not disrespectful. It is that he forgot that information, and he has interacted directly with her husband. So that's very, very upsetting, I'm sure, on the part of the husband, and we'll look at his statement in a second here. But I don't necessarily think it's a sign of, he literally forgets everything all the time, as you'll hear the right say constantly. But it does seem to be a memory, fault in that moment. Here is the White House press secretary responding to a question about it.
People of Florida, that is the focus, and that's going to continue to be the focus these next couple of days.
One quick final one.
Sure.
What happened in the hunger event today? The president appeared to look around the room for an audience member, a member of Congress who passed away last month. He seemed to indicate she might be in the room. What happened?
So the president was, as you all know, you guys were watching today's event, a very important event on food insecurity. The president was naming the congressional champions on this issue and was acknowledging her incredible work. He had already planned to welcome the Congresswoman's family to the White House on Friday. There will be a bill signing in her honor this coming Friday. So, of course, she was on his mind. She was of top of mind for the president. president. He very much looks forward to discussing her remarkable legacy of public service with them when he sees her family this coming Friday.
He said, "Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? She must not be here."
No, I totally understand. I just explained she was on top of mind. This wasn't what we were able to witness today and what the president was able to.
So I don't know necessarily what the best response from the press secretary would have been. That doesn't seem to be it, kind of playing it off like, no, he didn't forget. He just had her on his mind. But I think a reasonable response is, she would have been there if it weren't for this horrible tragedy. And thus he was going through all the people who worked on this kind of mission. And for a moment, in the midst of the speech, lost his train of thought, whatever it was. He would have to, I think honesty is the best policy in that situation. Playing it off like what happened didn't really happen to me comes off a little bit icky. But here is the husband of this individual saying that he doesn't hold it against Biden, but also indicating that he's concerned about Biden's mental capacity. So then here's him saying, he made a phone call after my sister was killed, and he was very sincere in his relaying the grief process because he's been through that grief process. He knows all about it. All I'm saying right now about the president is bless his heart for trying. Yeah, it was a big mess up today. Inexcusable, no. Unforgivable, no. I'm not going to hold against him. I just feel sorry for him. So a very mild-mannered response there from the husband. And again, admittedly a very embarrassing moment. And I do think there's something fair to be said that Biden is aging. He is. And I do think his mental faculties are declining. Now, I don't think it's to the level that all of the right-wingers pretend that it is. Oh my gosh, he doesn't know his own name. He doesn't know where to go. Blah, blah, blah. But it's obvious. It's there. It's present. We've had it with other presidents in the past as well. But I think this is one of the primary reasons that Biden shouldn't be planning on running for re-election. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support what I do as well as get access to the full show, all of the stories hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus a weekly bonus show, you can go to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley.